Chapter 5. Pat stayed in the park until she was the only one left. The night was dark, and sparse street lights sent feeble beams outward to illuminate small portions of the town square. She had been sitting in her same spot at the picnic table since returning after her announcement. Ms. Melton wasn't the only one who had given her comfort. The town of St. Farr always wrapped its arms around its citizens who needed help or comfort. May had approached Pat and given her a hug. May's children, Lucky, Penny, and Benny, had all told Pat how their mom listened to KOBO constantly. Lucky even mentioned how he always felt hungry when he heard Wannabe because his mom always called them to the dining room for dinner at 6 p.m. Dale, the other outcast in Pat's school class, had come and given her a second hug. "I know how much KOBO means to you," Dale assured her. "I'm so sorry to hear that it has to end." The old-timers had even come up to Pat after her announcement. They delivered condolences in their typical snarky tone. "So, Cabo's closing shop, huh? Maybe now St. Farr can get a little country music." Not a comforting or particularly funny joke, but what can you expect from the old-timers? Various others had come and given their thoughts, mostly good, to Pat as she sat and ate her brisket and burger. Now all the tables were empty. The gazebo was vacant. The grills and smokers had been taken home by their respective owners. The swings were slightly moving in the warm breeze, sending a quiet creaking noise across the small park. Ferris the flamingo stared sadly off into the distance. Bye 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 played quietly over the town square's sound system, a fitting end to the event Pat had dreaded. Pat stood up from the wooden picnic table and walked across the vacant street to KOBO. She wistfully touched the massive radio tower as she passed, heading for the front door. Once inside, she walked over to the console, unplugged her old iPod that hadn't been updated since 2005. Quiet static played over the speakers throughout the town square. Pat took a deep breath, letting out all the emotion and pride she held tightly in her chest, and flipped the switch, shutting off the power to the radio station. The town went quiet. No more static, no more 2000s bops playing at library listening level. Just silence. Pat backed out of the radio station, locked the door, and made the short walk to her home in Old Town.